homeowners, it's not a question of if, but when the next hurricane will come. No matter what Florida weather has in store, Storm Smart has products that protect every opening of your home while improving the look, feel, and function. From durable aluminum shutters, high-impact windows and doors, to our innovative storm catcher screens, products that enhance the beauty of your home and keep your family safe. Because Smart is complete hurricane protection, and Smart is peace of mind. Call Storm Smart today for your free in-home consultation.
When your power goes out, remember just how inconvenient your life can be. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you'll have power when you need it. Our Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Get a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of any air-cooled generator. Call Generac Generators today. Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A, this is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by Storm Smart. Protect every opening of your home. And Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
How you doing, everybody? It has been a whirlwind of a Thursday for me. And welcome to Dennis Phillips Live. Tonight we are not on the spot because the Bolts are on the spot. Currently in a commercial break. Last I saw, no score in the first period, but there is a chance that maybe they scored when I wasn't watching. But last I saw, no score. We have got a lot of stuff to talk about. But before we talk about that, I'm going to share my day with you. Because I can. Because we don't have commercial breaks. And I'm going to tell you how my day went. So 2:45 this afternoon, I got a haircut. All right, so 2:45 to 3:15, I got a haircut. 3:15, I jumped in my car and frantically drove down Hillsborough Avenue because tonight is my treat night at ABC. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot my band button. Stand by. Gotta go get my band button out of the file cabinet. Frantically running around trying to get stuff done. So at 3:15, I jumped in the car and had to go get treats because a 31-year tradition at Tampa Bay 28 News. We were first 28 Tampa Bay News, then we switched to ABC Action News, and just recently we switched to Tampa Bay 28 News. So there you go. We got our three different things, all right? And today is my treat night. What is treat night, you ask? If you're new to DPL because you want to watch about snow, you're going to have to wait. Not too long. Not too long, but you're going to have to, you see behind. See that little thing right there? See that? That's snow. Okay, I get back. Oh, I got a lot of stories, actually. Got a lot. Remember the person I told you about 15 years ago? The other Met in town who's like, oh, doesn't know anything, not going to snow, blah, blah. He's at it again. I digress. All right, so 3:15, I jump in the car, going down Hillsborough Avenue, and treat night is this thing that started way back in the days when Marty Tucker and Brendan McLaughlin and Wayne Shattuck and Drew Soysher were our frontline 6 and 11 news people. Drew did sports, Wayne was the chief, Brendan and Marty were co-anchors. And we started, this was the year 1994 when we started this station. This station, we were all from all over the place. I was in Los Angeles, and I think Marty was in Orlando. Brendan was in San Francisco. Drew, I don't know where Drew was. But Wayne was in, I think, Tulsa. Anyway, we all came out here, and every Thursday night we started this tradition of treat night. They started it, the nighttime crew. I was the morning guy. I was the morning guy with Trina Robinson and Frank Ferboni. All right, so every Thursday you would bring a treat. And it's gone up and down through the years. You know, there's been times it's been on a low point. Oh, I got another story I got to tell you, too, which I just heard when I was at the lightning thing. Anyway, tonight is my night. It alternates every week to somebody different. So running as late as I was because last night the Lightning asked if I would like to be on their pregame show and give the weather for the Stadium Series. We're like, sure, it'd be fun. So the only way that could happen, though, is because that show was at 6:30 on the spot, which you may or may not have heard. The spot is the official broadcast home of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Dennis Phillips Live. So I had to get my treat, and I got the treat. Oh, I went back. I'm sorry, I went back. So where was I? Whirlwind. I had to go live there at Thunder Alley because if I was going to be live at 6:30 there, I had to already be there, and I couldn't make it from here to there. So I went live. So what I did is I stopped and frantically got Nothing Bundt Cakes, which is one of my favorite treats, and I stopped out there a lot. Stopped by there, got the Nothing Bundt Cakes, and then also stopped by Krispy Kreme because they have this thing, a deal today and tomorrow, Chocomania, where like all their chocolate donuts or their donuts are dipped in chocolate. Right? How can that be bad? I don't know if I haven't tried it yet. But anyway, so that's my treat. So then I went over to Thunder Alley, and I'm in Thunder Alley, and I'm doing my live hit. I did that until 6:20, and then walked over to the Sun Sports, the pregame area, which is right next to where I was live, and meeting lots of folks. Great. I love doing that stuff because there's so many wonderful people out there that come up and say hi and want to get selfies, and it's just a blast. So anyway, I was on at 6:40 on that hit, giving the weather for the pregame, and it was with Pat Maroon and Paul and Adam. I mean, those guys were there. Super, super nice. Funny story. So when Pat Maroon, if you're watching, if you don't know who Pat Maroon is, Pat Maroon has been around the block. He played for several teams, and he was always kind of an enforcer, a talented player, but a big guy, and was kind of the enforcer on a lot of teams. So when he got traded from St. Louis, or went, I don't know if he was traded, went from the Blues to the Bolts, was right around Helene and Milton. And through the grapevine, I found out that Pat's wife was really nervous about hurricanes, and she started following us. And she was very complimentary and very nice about our hurricane coverage. So anyway, I saw that, hey, I'm watching this guy in Tampa. He's making me feel safe and blah, blah, blah. It was really, really sweet. So I was going to mention something to Pat about, hey, your wife said good things about me. But then I think to myself, do you really want to go up to a guy who's known for his fighting ability and is about 6'7", and be like, hey, yeah, your wife was tweeting about me on Twitter? I'd never brought it up before for obvious reasons. However, he brought it up to me when I was over there doing the hit and saying, hey, Dennis, my wife loves you. And, and I'm like, okay, good. Well, you brought it up first, so that's very sweet. So took a selfie, jumped in the car, ran back to the parking lot where I was parked, $25 to park there, jumped into the car, drove back here, got here just in time to do DPL. So there we go. Oh, I said 6'7", did I? I did not know that. So anyway, so I am back, I am here, and we are going to talk about snow. All right? The other stories can wait. I know there are some people who want to know about the snow. So look at all this 6'7", 6'7", 6. I don't remember saying it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with some of the weather, computers, numbers, etc. All right? This was a graphic put out from the Weather Service yesterday. It is still accurate. By the way, let's do some, while you guys look at the graphic and try to figure out what it means, which light blue is snow, and the purple color is rain and snow. Look how many people, did he say 6'7"? Did he say 6'7"? Kim, how you doing? Lauren, good to see you. Carol, you can go to Disney. Yes, you can. Natalia, nice to see you. Mary, good to see you. Nicole, Hunter, Corey and St. Pete, lots and lots of folk. Oh, my heavens. Yeah, there's really. Oh, I said he was 6'7". I gotcha. Okay. So yeah, we've got thousands and thousands of people here. So I will go ahead and just follow up on what we're looking at here. Okay, so the red line was yesterday, was when the Weather Service was predicting that most of the snow flurries or rain-snow mix would be north and west of that line. All right, that was the original prediction. All right, but I'm going to show you a future cast in a second, and that may not be the case. I am going to follow up with one more thing. So, and I do want to be really clear about this. All right, this is something to me that's kind of important. All right, so when we look at the potential of snow flurries, look, we're having fun with this. I think most of us know, and if you don't, you need to, most of us know we're not going to see much snow, if any. All right? Overwhelming odds it doesn't accumulate. Might there be a snow shower? Okay. Think of rain showers. We get a 5-minute rain shower here, and it can rain really heavy for 5 minutes and then be over. Okay? Same thing can happen with a snow shower. So if you get a burst of snow in an area, highest probabilities are much higher near the coast. If you get a burst of snow, then maybe you see a little bit on some grass. Maybe you can make a little mini snowman. The overwhelming majority of the area, alas, is not going to see any snow. I think we all know this, right? And if you don't, you need to. This is not like the Panhandle last year. This is not like Pensacola last year. The last time Florida, the Bay Area, had measurable snow was 1977. The last time we even had snowflakes was 1989. There have been some reports of flurries in other areas and, debated and argued and whatever, but ultimately those are kind of the accepted timelines, okay? So the overall chances of any particular area getting snow is rather low, but it's the highest it's been in a long time. So why not have a little fun with it? Now, yesterday, and this is a fine line, and I talked to Shay and Greg and Allie about this as well. Whether or not we see snow flurries versus the extreme cold are two totally different discussions. The cold is a serious discussion. We are now under an extreme cold watch for Sunday morning. The Weather Service in Tampa has never issued one before for our area. Now, granted, they haven't been around that long, I don't think, those watches, but they've never been issued before. So this is a very borderline dangerous cold on Sunday morning and again on Monday morning. The snow has nothing to do with that. When we're talking about flurries, look, most people out there, this is my opinion, If you can't look out the window and see a couple of snowflakes falling, that doesn't make you smile, then I don't know what's up. Because I think most people, especially Floridians who have never seen snow before, if you lived all your life up north and you hate snow and you came down here to get away with it, I get it. But don't begrudge the people who have never seen snow and really think it would be neat to see and have their kids see snow, even if it's not sticking. To be able to stick your head up in the air and stick your tongue out and catch a snowflake. There's something to be said for that. Go back and watch Charlie Brown Christmas, and that's what they were all doing, and they were all having a blast at doing it. So when we're talking about the possibility of some flurries, look, I'm not going to make anybody else, I'm going to have fun with it. And I'm going to enjoy it because it's kind of a cool thing that we never, ever in the Bay Area get to experience, right? So with that said, that is the way I look at it. Now, the extreme cold, it's another story. And that's a serious situation for growers, for farmers, and that's something that we absolutely take seriously. When it comes to snow, I mean, come on. All right, I wanted to get that out there. Now, that is my take. And if you disagree, you totally have your right to disagree with me. But that's my take, and that's why I'm talking about it and why I will continue to talk about it. All right, there again, what I'm saying, this was as of yesterday. But I want to show you something, all right? I'm going to show you what the new blends say from the models. And I think you'll find this rather interesting, okay? This is the new NOAA model blend for snowfall accumulation. That's the entertaining part. For accumulating snow. All right? Now notice what we are seeing here. Okay? Here's your scale. The light gray is 1/10 of an inch or less. Okay, that's all. But this is much of the Bay Area. And then for whatever reason, some of the models are showing possibly, maybe a dusting right here. Now, when I show you Futurecast, which is the high resolution models, they're going to be more accurate than, in my opinion, this blend is. But nevertheless, this is NOAA's blend of models snowfall through Sunday morning. Okay? So there it is. So for anybody who's saying, oh, it's not happening, look, it might not. I don't want to say probably won't, but when you have 3 days out, we are now we're less than that. We're just over 50 hours out. And 50 hours out, the models have not only expanded the area of coverage, but they're also showing a little bit of accumulation. So, hey, I'm not going to ignore it. I'm absolutely not going to ignore it. Okay, so let's go back to our other map, and we're going to look at Futurecast, because that's, ultimately, I think that's what it's going to kind of boil down to. And it's going to show, I think it'll show a lot more accurately what we're talking. I can't zoom in on that, Daniel. That's as close as it goes. That is a map from NOAA. So, this is the extreme cold watch that we talked about. And this is no joking matter. This one is concerning, especially for the farmers. So, this is Sunday morning and potentially Sunday night. But right now, this is Sunday morning. Okay? Oh, come on, Bridget. You do not need names on this map. Look, all right. I'm going to tell you something. My daughter, who's in 5th grade, thought that we lived right here. Thought that we lived right in Lake Okeechobee. So I would expect that from a 5th grader, maybe kind of sort of. But let's be honest. All right, all right, this is Citrus County, okay? This is Hernando County, okay? This is Pasco County, all right? This is, now look at your city, whoever's watching, and pick out your county. There's Pinellas County, or Pinellas County, depending on if you've lived here a long time. There is Hillsborough County, okay? There is Polk County, home of Grady Judd, all right? There is Manatee County, all right? There is Sarasota County, and then Hardy, DeSoto, Highlands. And according to my daughter, we live right there. Don't know why. Thank you, Dan. I'm trying. All right, so we are not on Spectrum today. We are on 17 on Spectrum tomorrow, I think, unless there's a women's hockey game, and then we might not be. I'm not sure. You never know. You just never know. So that is, okay, there is your geography check. So hopefully now, again, this is the blend from NOAA. We're now about 48 hours out. This is Hillsborough County, all right? So there's Tampa, Brandon, New Tampa, Plant City, Riverview, Apollo Beach. They're all areas within that little enhanced area. But I'm going to show you Futurecast, and in my opinion, Futurecast looks much, much better. Yeah, tonight Crystal just asked, where's Tampa? Crystal, you did not ask me that. Crystal, I'm going to assume you're messing with me. I'm going to assume you're messing with me. All right. We are not, the bolts are on tonight, so we are not on. All right. There's the extreme cold. We'll talk about cold coming up in a little bit. We're going to talk about snow now. There's radar, nothing's going on, all right? Now, Shelby, you bring up a good question. Shelby actually brought up a question that I think is noteworthy. Why is that little part of Pinellas not in there? That's not really even a real thing. That's just the models. That is, it's a great question, but honestly, let's just color it in. It's all colored in. There, it's all colored in. And again, I will show you on FutureCast in just a second. But that's a very good question. Why would that one map not show that? FutureCast will answer all questions. Look at Jessica talking to Sandra. You have more snow than us. See, this is Maryland. Schools closing due to snow flurries. This is my point. Thank you, Red. I actually really had fun on that pregame show. I'm not going to lie. I actually had a great time doing the Bolts pregame show. It was really fun. This is my point. Most everybody's like, hey, you might get some snow. Hey, let's break out the sled. You get it. You get it. Those, it's not going to snow, or that's not what I'm forecasting. Please. All right, let's go back. No names. Not going to give any names. Hey, Patty and Tarpon. Nice to see you. Okay, temperatures right now, 40s to lower 50s. All right. Right now, 57 degrees. The humidity beginning to increase a little bit. Yeah, Amanda, citrus is in it. It is. It isn't, but it is. Red, how much plywood do we need? See, those are the comments that I'm waiting for. Okay, here it is, guys. Here it is. See, look at Valerie. Snow, snow, snow. Yes, we all know it's probably not going to amount to anything. Here is FutureCast. And this is what I want to show you. This is kind of the point. When you look at, and these are the high resolution models. So the difference is these models are broken down to a smaller area, so technically they should be more accurate. In this case, we're still 2 days out. It's not going to be very accurate. But what it will show you is what my point is. And my point is, look at where they will be haphazard in how they develop. This could be anywhere from Citrus to Sarasota, from Clearwater to, I don't know, Frostproof, and down to Lake Placid. So when you're looking at the time, you're like, oh my gosh, 11 o'clock, Saturday, Trinity, it's going to snow. No, no, this will not be accurate. But what this shows you is that this onshore flow, this Gulf effect flow, has potential to have something pop up downstream anywhere in the area west of I-75 through about 5:30 a.m. And there, now you're right, citrus isn't showing much, but that might be because the front has moved far enough south that there's probably a little more moisture because it's cold enough. That ain't the problem. The problem is how much moisture is left. And the farther south you go, the farther south the front goes, the drier air moves in north, so there'll be less moisture. But let's do it again. Now, this will be very different tomorrow. And guys, let's be very clear. Tomorrow, it might not be there at all. This is by no means a sure thing. We all know that. We all know that. But we still embrace the possibility. This brings back the joy of youth. I repeat, go back and look at a Charlie Brown Christmas and look at all the little kids running around, sticking their tongues out, trying to catch snowflakes. This is the joy, not, oh, I'm not predicting that, or whatever. All right, 11 o'clock, Saturday night, there it is, again, midnight. So what this shows you, 12:30, 1 o'clock. This is Saturday night, Sunday morning, okay? And tomorrow night on DPL, maybe we'll be saying, the models are showing too dry air. That is an absolute possibility. Matter of fact, it's probably better than a 50-50 chance. But right now, you see what we're looking at. From Hernando through Sarasota County, and I think citrus is involved too. This is going to come in from the Gulf and potentially bring some flurries into our area. Brief little snow showers, little flurries. Might it accumulate? Might. It could. I don't think it will. All right. If you were to pin me down and say, Dennis, I'm going to pin you down. And do you think there will be snow flurries reported Saturday night? My answer is yes. I think there will be. Dennis, I'm going to pin you down more. Do you think there will be measurable snow? I do not. Dennis, what percentage of the area might see flurries? Maybe 10, 15%. That's what my forecast is. But I repeat, we haven't had snow here for 50 years, realistically. 1977, however many years that is. Boy, that's almost 50 years. No, 87, 97, 79. Yeah, holy cow, that's 49 years. So it is incredibly rare, but that's where we are. Now, tomorrow night, we will have even better resolution models, and maybe. Now, the Weather Service has taken the snow out of their zones. They are not in their zone forecast. However, they are still talking about it. And let me show you what I mean by that. So if we go to the Weather Service's page and call up their forecast discussion, I have not seen the new one. I'm assuming they're still talking about it. We scroll down. Yep, here we go. Okay, there it is. Oh, this is awesome. They even talk about it. The rest of the discussion will be an edited version of the previous, as the mid-shift did a great job summarizing the hazards. Here it is, guys. So anybody say, well, I'm not forecasting that. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Bottom line, we are still forecasting a low chance for snow flurries. There you go, right from the Weather Service. So even though it is not technically in their zone forecasts, they are still forecasting a low chance for flurries. So fingers crossed, if you want, or your kids want, or anybody else wants to see snow, because it could happen. All right? And you say it right here. The backside or northern extent of the cloud shield could see temperatures dropping into the mid to upper 30s Saturday evening and after midnight, which could allow the light rain showers to become light mixed snow rain showers or snow showers flurry. All right, let's go further. Here we go. And this is a good point, by the way, that they make. Trajectories would indicate that the clouds may advect locally onshore with the best chance of seeing frozen precip from Citrus to Pinellas, Hillsborough counties. This is a low probability event, but not out of the realm of possibility. Now, I will throw this out here, and this has happened. It's common in scenarios like this that drizzle or very light rain gets reported as snow when, in fact, surface temperatures don't support that possibility. And we have had those arguments before with people where they're like, I've seen snow. I'm like, yeah, but it was 80 degrees. I don't care. I've seen snow. Yeah, but it was 80 degrees. Don't care. So that is a thing. All right, so let's recap, all right, because streamers are gone in 30 seconds, and I will continue and answer some more questions and show your graphics. And then I got treat night to put out. Tomorrow, nice, low 70s, low to mid 70s. Saturday morning, rain, tapering off, becoming very windy for Gasparilla. Not all that cold, 50s, but very windy. Saturday night, 11 p.m. to Sunday morning, there is a chance of flurries, especially along the coast from Pinellas northward. Streaming folks, thanks for watching. Tomorrow night, we'll be back with an update on Dennis Phillips Live. Okay, streamers are gone. All right, and these comments are awesome. You guys get it. Shelly's for my California brain, what does a flurry look like? See, those are the kind of comments that I revel in. You're my kind of person. That is what I want. Okay, so here's all right, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. And you're going to think I'm nuts, but I'm going to tell you anyway. And most of y'all think I am. My family had a plan. Okay, you want to know how much I think there could be flurries? My family was going to go to Orlando this weekend. don't have tickets to the hockey game, and we decided, you know what, we're going to go to Orlando. We're going to go to Universal. We're going to go to Disney, spend a couple of days there. We canceled the Orlando plan, not because it's going to rain, not because it's going to be ridiculously cold, but because there is a chance of flurries, and I want my kids to be able to see it. So there you go. All right? So I canceled a weekend plan in Orlando on the chance that there might be a few flurries, and I'm going to be looking at radar, so I'm going to be chasing it. So 10:30, 11 o'clock on Saturday night, I'm going to start giving radar updates, because I know that there are a lot of people out there who feel the same way, that their kids have never seen snow, that they want to see, that they've never seen snow, that they want to see flurries, and there's a chance. Is this a chance greater than 50%? No, it's not. But it's a chance, and hey, it's worth it, right? So I will be posting specifics. We will be tracking radar. We'll be seeing that radar, what it is, if it's frozen, if it's sleet, if it's rain, if it's a mixture, whatever the case may be. And we will be pointing it, kind of like tracking a storm, where these little areas will go and where they will move on shore. And we will be doing that on Saturday night. Okay? Jill, I am going to do what the radar shows me. I'm not necessarily staying in my neighborhood. If I see a band that looks to me like it will bring snow and it's going to be hitting Hudson or Pine Island or areas to the north, I'm jumping in the car and we're going. And my kids are on board. And they've seen snow, but I mean, this is a Florida thing, right? It just kind of is. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so that kind of sums it up. Now, I do want to talk about the cold, all right? Because while we've been talking joyfully about the possibility of snow, we do have to address, Chris, you know what? Maybe a sled would come in handy, or one of those toboggans might come in handy on some grass if you're really lucky in a spot. But I don't know. Now, Alicia's crying because she loves beach weather. And Alicia, as do I. I am a sunshine beach guy. I mean, you want to see my tan in the summer. I get tan in the summer. I'm not supposed to, but I do anyway, whatever. I love the warm. I love hot weather. When I used to play ball, I loved playing in hot weather. Cold weather, you're always tight. You lose your power. I mean, your hands are tight on the bat. It's miserable. Warm weather, you're loose, you know. So I'm with you. But this is such a rare, fun event that I think it's fun. It's fun. And hopefully we get some. Hopefully we see some. Okay, so here's a look at temperatures. And we're going to actually start with wind chills. And then I got to go put up my treat night. Tomorrow night we'll be back. All right. Wind chills. This is Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Gasparilla will be chilly and cloudy and rainy in the morning. I don't know if it's about raining, but it will be scattered showers. But it's not going to be bitterly cold for Gasparilla. Even at 2 in the afternoon, which is right here, well, you got wind chills really kicking in because the winds are going to be gusty. I'm sorry, I'm moving this map all over the place. My apologies. That is 8 a.m. Saturday. That is 2 p.m. on Saturday. There are your wind chills. 8 p.m. on Saturday night, wind chills in the low to mid-20s. You have a howling northwest wind. You have a rapidly falling temperature while a nor'easter is developing up the eastern seaboard, right? And then wind chills at 2 a.m. in the teens. 8 a.m. wind chills in the low teens to the single digits to the 20s. That is dangerously cold. Now remember, that's your wind chill, but what's the actual air temperature? Because that's the important thing. Because in terms of the freeze, yes, it will be middle 20s, and that is really close to hard freeze numbers. So the farmers in eastern Hillsborough County and Polk County and areas where they're, You know, that is a scary thing. It really is. And hopefully, it won't be quite this cold. But that is the reality of Sunday morning, okay? Now, Sunday afternoon, right here, the actual air temperature is still in the 30s at 2 in the afternoon. 2 in the afternoon, we still have upper 30s to low 40s with sunshine. It will be sunny. Sunday will be sunny. And for the Stadium Series game, this is 8 o'clock, shortly after puck drop, temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s. If you are going to that game, congratulations on having tickets, but man, you better layer. You better layer. Okay? 2 a.m. on Monday morning, 8 a.m. on Monday morning, low temperatures, a little warmer than Sunday, but still a widespread freeze, falling iguanas, everybody, all the way down to like Fort Myers is going to be below freezing. West Palm, close. That is Monday morning. Wind chills will not be as big of an issue on Monday morning because the winds will go calm. Notice the wind chills are really no different than the actual air. There's the wind chill, there's the air. Wind chill, air. All right? Lastly, so there's the cold. And that is why, and here's the craziest thing about all this. To me, this is even crazier than the chance of snow. Everybody and their brother, including me, was thinking, how in the world are we going to have an outdoor hockey game in Florida? Last Saturday was 85 degrees. How are we going to have an outdoor hockey game without that ice melting and it being a complete disaster? There could not have been, literally, the 6-hour window that they're going to have to play hockey outdoors at Ray J is the coldest weather we will have seen in 16 years. How crazy is that? Statistically, think about that. How nuts is that? And I continue to say that is good life choices by the executives at the NHL and the Bolts, because obviously they had the hockey gods on their side, because that blows me away. Unbelievable. All right, so we have, okay, good question. Do we drip faucets outside? Yeah, you do on Saturday night, Sunday morning. Yes, you do. Do you keep pool pumps running? Yes, you do. Because you're going to see air temperatures in the low 20s. That is a hard freeze. And you will have wind chills in the low teens, which wind chills doesn't impact that, but still. All right, one more thing I want to show for the folks who are watching from outside of our area and want to know about the nor'easter. All right? Let's go ahead and call this up. Okay. Let's look at the GFS and the Euro for the nor'easter. Coming, what the latest run is, because it's close. Some of the models are keeping most of it offshore. Some of it are pounding Cruise Mike and the Carolinas with a significant snowstorm. Let's see what the new models show, because honestly, I have not seen them. Marilyn, how you doing? Marilyn, thank you very much. Very kind words. Tracy, I'm still wearing my flip-flops too. If I go out and it's snowing, I'm still going to wear flip-flops for effect. Not even dad shoes. I'm going to wear flip-flops. All right, here's the GFS. We're not looking at us. We're going to look at the storm. All right, there's your 540 line. The GFS brings it into Bradenton. And there's the storm, the coastal storm. There is heavy snow right along the coast from north of Charleston through the Carolinas, Charlotte, Raleigh. Right along the coast. That is some significant snow. I bet they're predicting, I wonder if they're right on the fringe. I wonder if they're predicting, wonder what the snowfall predictions are for Charleston. We'll look at that in a second. And then it goes out to sea. So that will not move up the eastern seaboard. Look at the next front. Not nearly as cold for us. All right, here's the Euro. The Euro doesn't really get it cranking up until it's just offshore, so less snow at the Euro. So my guess is they're probably going maybe 2 to 4 inches in Charlotte, Raleigh. Let me look. Let's call it up. I always like to make my call before I see what the Weather Service says, because you know you find yourself, you might be skewed by it. They are going 3 to 7 for Charlotte. 3 to 7. So, you know, I mean, that's certainly reasonable. Let's see about Raleigh. Raleigh is going 3 to 5. So that seems pretty reasonable. Overall, if this storm goes 50 miles farther west, then Charlotte will get 8 to 12 inches of snow, maybe a foot. So my friends at Ski Beach and Ski Sugar and Banner Elk are going to be loving this forecast because they're, well, you know what? I take that back. I take that back. Most of the snow will stay east of them. They're going to get some, plenty of cold for snowmaking, but the worst of it will be right along the I-95 corridor. And it's going to be some heavy snow in that area. All right, guys, well, that's it. So if you're just watching, this does repeat. We showed you all the spots where the snow is. Overall, recapping, there will be little spots of snow, more than likely, coming in off the Gulf, flurries. Accumulations are unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely. I do think there's a really good chance we get reports of flurries between midnight and 6 a.m. Coverage might, where it happens, might only be maybe 20% of the area, almost all of it within 10 miles or 15 miles of the coast. But we'll see how it plays out. We're 48 hours out. The high-resolution models are now just beginning to show it. I'll show you one more time. Here they are. And this is 10 p.m. Saturday night. There's 11 p.m. Midnight, you start to see a little area try to pop up. 1 a.m. Do not take where this is as gospel. This is nowhere near accurate. This is just the idea that downstream from the moisture, there will be enough moisture coming in. See it in the Gulf right there? And moving onshore. That is what we want. If you want snow, and I think most of us want it, who is here, you look in the Gulf about an hour offshore around 1 or 2 a.m., and you see it starting to pop. See it? See how that in the Gulf? That's what you're going to want to see. If you see that around midnight or 1 a.m., we're going to get reports of flurries. We absolutely will. If you don't see anything in the Gulf around midnight or 1, then it's probably not going to happen. But right now, the high-resolution models continue to show it. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. So tomorrow night, my daughter has her first recital. And so I'm going to go to her first recital. It reminds me of the movie The Devil Wears Prada. Remember when Miranda was stuck in Miami and she couldn't get back for her twins' recitals? And Andy couldn't get her to a plane because there was a hurricane. She's like, no, it's not a hurricane, it's just a little drizzle. And she missed the recital. And she felt horrible about it. Well, I don't want to be that dad. I want to make sure I make it to the recital. So my daughter's recital is tomorrow at 5:30, so I should be back here by 6:30. So I will absolutely be back in time for DPL and probably the 7 o'clock news as well. So you guys have a great night. See you at 11. And this repeats if you want more updates about the snow and whatnot and my philosophy on it. And we'll be back tomorrow on tomorrow night's edition of Dennis Phillips Live. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.